Hey everyone, welcome back to another Train Sim World 5 video. You can probably hear the wind through my microphone right now. It's pretty breezy in my room. Anyway, we are today back on the Cathcart Circle line by Dovetail Games in the Class 380/0 Desiro with a run from Newton up to Glasgow Central. There's the West Coast Main Line just over there, and hopefully we might see a Pendolino or maybe even a Linear Class 801. Who knows? So yeah. Let's hop in and get started. So, master key, reverser, headlights forward, GSMR is registering. So, let's get the... No! Goodness gracious. Shut the door. Window open, thank you. Window open. TPWS on. Fire, DSD, TPWS. There goes a Class 314, a double set off the back. Oh, it looks as though we do have a 5 limit coming out of here, which is quite annoying, but there you go. Yeah. A lot of services do continue off the map, unfortunately, but yeah. We do have a green signal from behind. There is a train. 1 Yankee 71-November. So let's give it some juice. Gotta be very careful not to overspeed. Easy does it. Oh my goodness, this is slow. Why does it have to be 5 miles an hour in the head shunt? No, easy. Yeah, we've got a minute and a half to do 400 yards. This is so slow. Come on. Yeah, I love how the CCTV stuff says no image expected here when you're stopped at a station. Oh, it's a 385. Absolutely stomping past at full speed. Wonder about. Yeah. It is quite early in the morning. It is 7:30 in the morning, so I'm expecting a good amount of traffic coming into Glasgow Central this morning. And I also am anticipating quite a lower amount of frames, because with the amount of traffic that Glasgow Central gets, can't be that, it's going to be quite busy, I imagine. Beans. That's full power. See how ridiculously quick this thing accelerates? Yeah, if you're wondering what service we're doing, it's 2 Papa 07. Spot on stop. Very easy to get a spot on stop with this train. So yeah, here is Newton. Yeah, I say this route and this train were made by Dovetail Games, but that's not strictly true, because Rivet Games did help with a lot of development work for this route apparently, and then Dovetail's Liam, otherwise known as nowadays known as Grub Dog Games, did the remaster the new timetable for this route. So there's a study marker in the way. Woof. So what are our stops for today? Are Kirkhill, Burnside, Croftfoot, Kings Park, Mount Florida, Cross Hill, Queen's Park, Pollock Shields East, and Glasgow Central. Next stop, Kirkhill. This thing genuinely does 0 to 30 miles an hour faster than a lot of cars. It's ridiculously quick off the mark. So yeah, we're temporarily adjacent to the West Coast main line, so occasionally you'll see like pendolinos and stuff going by. There's a 314. A pair of 314s. So I believe you can also see LNER Class 801s if you have Peterborough to Doncaster. I've only ever seen pendolinos and ScotRail stuff on that line, so who knows. .8 miles to run. How's my performance? Nearly a rock solid 60 FPS. That is one thing I love about this route. In the areas where there aren't a lot of AI trains, this route performs a lot better than a lot of modern image routes because of like the assets are lower quality, etc., etc. Tunnel. There is a slight echo on the horn in the tunnels, which I do like. Oh, that... Whoa, whoa, okay. That's the first major bug with the route I've seen in a while. That is some cooked light baking. What the... What the crap? It's as if the train... It's as if the tunnel lighting extends out into daylight. That looks so weird. Another 380? Nice. Yeah, that is very... But to be fair, that is the first major bug I've seen with the route for ages. I never realized the lighting was that cooked out of that tunnel. Spot on stop as per usual. Got 30 seconds here, and then we're on to Burnside. So, how many stop... What's the first stop not on the eastern branch of Cathcart? Oh, so it's Kings Park, then Mount Florida. So, basically, if we have a look at the... Oh, come on, my mouse wheels just about had it. Goodness gracious. So we started here, we're going up here, eastern side of Cathcart, and then up here. How busy is Glasgow? Oh, my goodness. Okay, Glasgow Central is quite busy. And I believe I saw a pendolino on the map there. Glasgow Central's absolutely stuffed full of trains, I must say. Next up, Burnside in 1.4 miles. The sounds on this are I've said it before and I'll say it again, the Class 380 is my favorite method of rolling stock dovetail games ever made. 100%. It is... I know it's like one of those simple one-handle electric multiple units that is pretty easy to drive, but the quality here is unmistakable. Like, this is a high-quality unit. I would expect... This unit is genuinely trained sim Germany or just trains quality. If a bit lacking in depth. Like, most of the screen functions don't really work, per se, but other than that, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Sounds good, modeling good, it's got dynamic suspension. Doesn't have guard mode, but I never use guard mode, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, this is absolutely superb. Like, the 380 is one of those trains where I'll just fire it up just to, just for, like, off camera, just for a lark. Yards to go. Ooh, a rare red station. Nice. Is that like a Costa coffee there in real life? Ooh. Oh yeah, this is the station with the unusual platform bridge configuration. I wonder, is this like a coffee shop down here? No, it's the ticket. Is it a ticket office? Yeah, it's a ticket office, I think. Yeah, definitely an unusual sight, a red building on a ScotRail route, because most of the time it's just purple like everything else on ScotRail. Yeah, I do have the headlights on. That would have been bad if I hadn't. This platform bridge is really neat. I don't know why they did it like that. Probably just because there's like restraints on like where you can put stuff due to houses and things like that. But that's so cool how that's like that. How the bridge is like that. Next stop, Croftfoot in 1 mile. How many FPS? Nearly rock solid 60. I think this route only suffers on the performance front when you get into Glasgow Central itself, and if there's a lot of rolling stock there, then that definitely hits the frame rate quite a bit. Especially if there's like all the ScotRail stock, like from Fife Circle, Edinburgh to Glasgow, the Skyhook ScotRail 158, the Pendolinos and the 801s, like all of that there, that definitely hits your frame rate. But it's understandable really if there's like 15 trains in your vicinity and they all have to be modelled. That would be like that's gonna hit your frames, even if it's a different train game. Like Train Sim Classic would definitely suffer with that many trains there. Croftfoot. Man, it's been a while since I last took out the 380. I know I just posted a video about going to Neilston with the 380, but I'm recording this one directly after the Neilston 380 video, so yeah, it's definitely nice to have a definitely nice to finally be back on this route. Oh, that's actually the oh no. There we go. Phew. Yeah, all the stations are. Oh, I actually see a collectible that I can go get. Vigilance. Shut up. There we go. Flowers planted. It was right there, so I thought it might as well. Where's the unisolate the vigilance? Hey, I just quickly shut out and got that. I do like how it's very digital and modern and clean and functional, but it does have the brake gauge and the speedo are both analog, old style analog, which I do like. That I just like the 380 in general. I think it's a very good unit. I know like the class 350, the LNWR and Transpennine Express use, which does layer onto this route. The LNWR version does layer onto this route. That I know, like, they're built on the same architecture as the Class 380, but honestly, I prefer the 380 just because it looks more distinctive, and the Saltire livery looks a ton better than the LNWR livery. Like, now, mind you, the Class 730 Aventras that LNWR just got, those are pretty stylish, but they just aren't present in enough numbers yet to really make a difference on the 380s. There are, I'm pretty sure I saw a 730 at Euston when I was there a few months ago, but I'm pretty sure that was a West Midlands Rail one and not a LNWR one. Right, so this is the last station on the, oh my goodness, my mouse wheel on the eastern branch of the Cathcart Circle, and next station will be Mount Florida. There's also a branch off to Shields Depot. I don't think I've ever gone down there in a video, because the only way you can drive a train down there in timetable mode is if you are doing a depot run, and I don't really do depot runs on the channel. I prefer like actual runs. Next stop is Mount Florida in 0.8 miles, and we are limited to 25 out of the gate. So yeah, not worth it to accelerate beyond 25, because we'll just, yeah, because it's just not worth it. I think one of my favorite runs to do in TSW is just to take a train out of Glasgow Central, a 380 out of Glasgow Central, and do a run just around the Cathcart circle and not along one of the branches. I know, like, you don't really, that doesn't really happen. No, that doesn't really, like, yeah, that's not that interesting because you're starting and ending at the same spot, but I like doing that because you have such a rapid stopping pattern. Oh my goodness, 3% downward grade down here. Oof. Going under the, where the trains would come off for Neilston via Cathcart. I do like the railways around Glasgow. Like, I actually played the heck out of, what was it? I'm trying to remember which developer it was. Yeah, Thomson Interactive's Glasgow subway add-on for Trains of Classic back. But yeah, that doesn't really have a lot of replayability, but I do like driving on that from time to time. And generally, Trains of Classic doesn't get as much views as TSW, which is, I think, a symptom of Trains of World's just larger player base, simply because Trains of Classic is a lot more niche, and a lot of people prefer Trains of World because you can walk around and it's got console support and all that, which I agree with. But yeah, I do love doing a Trains of Classic run from time to time because there's a lot of stuff on TS Classic which you just can't get in TSW, like the more niche routes like the Glasgow subway or the Japanese or like New Zealand or Turkish routes. Like, you can't get those in TSW. Well, I mean, there is a Japanese route coming to Trains of World in the form of Union Workshop's Tadami line, which I'm really looking forward to, for one thing, because it's actually quite long. It's it's going to be 88 kilometers long, but it will take over 3 hours to complete a full run of, due to the low speed limit and constant and pretty rapid stopping pattern. Yeah. I haven't seen any other trains yet, apart from that one 380 at that other place, at that one station past Newton. Yeah, there's the Glasgow Central to Neilston. Got one train coming in there, another train there. Yeah, once we start getting toward Glasgow Central, we will start seeing quite a few more trains. We have a speed limit of 35 in force, and that's soon good to go down to 30. 830 yards to Cross Hill. Oh, that was my first stutter of the day. I think a lot of more assets are loading in. Is that another 380? Yeah, that's another 380. It's a stroke 1 heading to Neilston. That is another thing I like about the Cathcart circle. The 380 stroke 1s go to Neilston, while the 380 stroke 0s go to Newton. And then I think a mix of them do the Cathcart, go around the Cathcart circle, which is really interesting. Wow, this is a tight turn. Here's Cross Hill, which is probably the most cramped station on the route, because it's like under an overpass and in a tight cutting. We'll be able to go up to 40 directly after Cross Hill. Okay, we've got just over 30 seconds. Then we've got so we've got Queen's Park, Pollock Shields East, and then a relatively long run into Glasgow Central. Look at all the trains coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like 12, 13, or 14 trains in Glasgow Central. Yeah, that train is going to Euston, so that's 100% a Pendolino. Next stop, Queen's Park in 700 yards. Another reason I like the Cathcart Circle is simply because even if you do a full end-to-end realistic run, it only takes like half an hour, which is really decent, because you can't really find a lot of end-to-end runs in TSW, let alone ones which take less than half an hour. $200 yards to go. Queen's Park. Yeah. Okay, we've got 1 minute here at Queen's Park. Park Shields West. Oh, yeah, that's the western branch of the circle, isn't it? Are there any stations here which... Oh, there are stations. Dumbrek, but it doesn't get any stops. That station is inaccessible in timetable mode, which is pretty funny. I wonder if there are any buttons that are like... Okay, there are interior lighting. Oh yeah, there is some stuff that does work. Top. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool. So there is some stuff that does work on that screen. Never knew that. Okay, we do have a yellow signal and then a red signal just after Pollock Shields East. So once we cross over this AWS magnet, it is going to set off the AWS. There we go. This thing can stop so quick. I think we could just go line speed toward that signal, but yeah, performance is definitely beginning to diminish now that we're loading so many trains and assets in as we get closer to Glasgow Central. Oh, this signal here, this yellow one, isn't actually marked on my track monitor. Interesting. And yet it still triggered my AWS. There's class 314 over there. There's 380 on the other side. Going to Newton. So it's doing the opposite of our current service. This is the last stop before Glasgow. Oh, we're actually here for the next 2 minutes, eh? Oh, because I think yeah, I think we're blocked by a couple of services. Yeah, so there's the western branch of the Cathcart Circle off that direction. I wonder if there are any collectibles that I could get. Where's the door open button? Collectibles? Anywhere? Ooh, there's a route map. There we go. Yeah. Janky NPC pathfinding.exe right here. Okay, we got one route map. I'll take it. We have a 30 limit coming out of Pollock Shields East. What time do we get to Glasgow Central by? Okay, in 7 minutes. Okay. Yeah, there is a lot of oh, there's the Pendolino. 9 Mike 51 to Euston. Wonder if we'll see him. I hope we see him, because that's the only Pendolino there. I don't think we'll see him. Shame. There goes that other 380. See, laying on the gas. Next stop, Glasgow Central. In 1.3 miles. But we do have a 30 limit coming out of here, so I better lay off the throttle. Another thing I love about the 380 is it actually got updated with dynamic suspension, and that became a base game feature. Oh boy, hang on. That was a 25 limit that I did not see approaching. Ooh, we might just be able to see that Pendolino. Is he there? Yeah, there he is. Look at him. There's the Pendolino. Like it. I've ridden on a Pendolino, and they're actually not too bad if you're next to a window seat. It's just in tilting trains I get motion sickness, so you have. And both directions I rode on, and I rode on the Pendolino from Euston up to Preston, and both times Avanti West Coast put us in a window seat, which was not a window seat because it was literally facing a blank wall. Yeah. Avanti, I literally have not driven the Pendolino in TSW5. No, correction, I think I've driven it once, but yeah. I have a very low opinion of Avanti West Coast, especially with the money they were charging, like mislabeling. That's literally misleading advertising they were doing. Advertising a window seat as a window, as no. I'm tripping up myself. They were advertising a seat without a window as a window seat, which is literally the definition of misleading advertising. I believe my brother Joel actually submitted a complaint to the Avanti West Coast Complaints Division, but he hasn't heard back yet as far as I know. There's 314 on the left, we've got a single yellow, and there's a red signal coming into Glasgow. Lovely. See what I meant about rush hour traffic? Where is that 314 go from anyway? Oh, it doesn't say. Right, where's my DRA button? Yeah, I just learned this recently. You have to put the DRA on if you're at a red signal. And I forgot to do that in Neilston in the last video. Oh. So, yeah. Here's Glasgow Central. Let's see what trains are here. Okay, we've got a couple of 380s, 304, 304, 380. We've got a 380, 158, 385, 304, 385, 158. So all ScotRail. Now we just gotta wait. And so what platform are we coming in at? We are coming in on platform 10, where 2 Golf 09 is blocking the way. So yeah, we gotta wait for him to get out of the way, and because, yeah, he's literally limited to 20 miles an hour. Which is annoying, but we can't do anything about it. Nope, wrong button. That's the button. Yeah, it's another 380 blocking the way. Woof. We might get there on time. We still have just under 3 minutes to spare in the timetable. It's annoying. It's just annoying that we've just gotten blocked. There he goes. Are you gonna let me through? Yep, you are. Okay. DRA off. Let's hit that. Let's go. Yeah, I think we will make it. There's plenty of time to spare. Yeah, I expect my frame rate to diminish quite a bit as we get close to Glasgow Central. 15 limit coming into force pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that sign. Yeah, it's at that single yellow signal which we're approaching that we have to slow down to 15. 15 miles an hour, all lines, yeah. How's my FPS doing? Yeah, it's diminishing quite a bit. Goodness gracious. The amount of traffic you see at Glasgow Central was previously a ghost town with the original timetable that came with the route, but now, if anything, it has the opposite problem. There's a huge amount of traffic here now. You've got all the ScotRail stock in the game, the 314, the 380, the 385, the 170, and the 158. And you've also got LNER 801s, LNWR 350s, and Avanti Pendolinos all cramming themselves into this station, which I'm sure is realistic. This is a pretty busy station in real life, but it does tend to impact the old performance quite a bit. And I believe you could also use the route hop marker here to go to Glasgow Queen Street on the on ScotRail Express, if you have that. Come on. Taillights on. Did I forget to take a thumbnail? I think I did. Anyway. So yeah, there we go, platinum medal. So yeah, that'll be all for this video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.